everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you're new to the Moms on a Mission podcast, our 3 pillars are to educate, awake, and activate. And you can't become activated until you're awakened to the truth. We really have to stand up to protect this gift of freedom that was given to us so that we can give it to our children. But we're all going to have to do something. And the good news is, if we all do something, we can take back our country and we can preserve this gift of freedom that was given to us. And one of the ways we can become activated is shopping at patriot companies, and supporting podcasts like this one. That's one way that we can become activated. Today, we welcome to the Moms on a Mission podcast, Geordan and Nace Roberts. I call them the Bearded Brothers. They started the Grid Down, Chow Down company. And what I find so fascinating about this, not just that it lasts 15 years, not that it's just not injected, because that's important that we serve food to our families that's clean and we know this isn't injected. But what I thought was fascinating is they called it food insurance. And I'd never really thought about it like that before. We have insurance for our cars, our homes, things like that. And even our portfolios, we buy some gold and silver to hedge against inflation. But I never thought about food insurance. And I thought that was very fascinating. So I think you're going to really enjoy this show. I'd love for you to purchase some of this and use the code MISSION at Grid Down Chow Down, and then email me, tell me what you made, what you think about it. And you can email me at moms@momsonamission.net. That's moms@momsonamission.net. And then our website is momsonamission.net. And we'd be so honored if you followed us on Rumble. We're on all platforms, but that one we can upload all our shows to because it is one of the most truly uncensored platforms. Just download the Rumble app, type in Moms on a Mission at the top, and then click the follow icon and you'll never miss a show. Thank you so much. Hi, Geordan and Nace. Welcome back to the show. It's so good to see you again.
Thank you for having us.
So the last time we were on, Nace, you were not feeling well. So your brother was manning the desk here. So we're glad to see you back and you're feeling better now.
I'm feeling really good.
Good. So we have done a few shows now about Grid Down, Chow Down, freeze dried, grass-fed, grass-finished beef. And so when I talk about this, I think, and I'm really honest with people because, when people say freeze dried, I don't think a lot of people eat very many foods that are freeze dried unless you're camping or, you might hear astronauts and people like that doing that. But I think this is so cool just because of the preservation time. And the neat thing too is that it tastes great. And I think when people hear the word freeze dried and tastes great, they feel like that might be a little bit of an anomaly. But because I tried it, I can say it tastes great. And I think what I love the most about this, and I don't know what you're hearing, but I love the convenience of it because sometimes I don't have hamburger meat thawed and ready to go. Like tonight, I don't. And so, I probably make tacos or chili or something like that. And this can be ready in 10 minutes. So I was just wondering what you were hearing for feedback from people about what they're thinking about and how easy it is to use.
Well, one, I think the most important thing that we're hearing is, did I make the list? Can I get on the list? Because we've had so many orders that people are just willing to wait to make sure that they're on the list because they just don't know what products to trust out there. And so people like you are giving them an alternate product that they know that they can trust, that you guys are backing it. We use it ourselves. That's the whole reason we even started this, was just for ourselves. And then our friends and family were like, we need some of this. How do we get some of this? And so we're like, well, I guess other people need options as well. And so we started this as an option for ourselves, which turned into other believers, other Christians, other followers need options as well. For one, food security. We have life insurance, we have car insurance, we have all these, we have house insurance, flood insurance, whatever. We need food insurance because we already know that there's people talking, whether it's in Davos or whatever, they're talking about there's going to be a supply chain shortage. It's going to happen. I didn't say it's going to happen. Other people that are a lot wealthier than me are saying it's going to happen. Over this whole thing of COVID, when we saw the great pandemic of toilet paper, there was people that already knew that was going to happen. I didn't know that was going to happen, but there was a lot of people that did know that was going to happen. Luckily, we had a whole bunch of toilet paper, so we were able to give away toilet paper for free. What we're doing now is we're stocking up on food so we can give that to people, not for free because it does cost us, but we want to give people the option to get food insurance. This is going to last over 15 years in your pantry, underneath your bed, in a shoe box if you want it to. But like you said, a lot of people just want to have the convenience of coming home, pulling it out of the bag, adding 10 ounces of water to it, letting it rehydrate for 10 minutes, and then they're cooking. They don't have to pull it out of the deep freezer where you're pulling out all this stuff. Everybody's seen those big old deep freezers to where I think, Nace, you just cleaned out yours. Yeah. There was stuff in there. How old was it?
Probably a couple of years old.
At least 3 years old. That stuff, I wouldn't eat it. He asked if I wanted it. I said, no, I don't want it. But
yeah, no, thank you.
So but so we want to give people the option to stock up for food, because we know things are coming down the pipeline. If you read the Bible, if you even looked at Genesis, or not Genesis, but Revelations, you know that something's coming down. It's going to get a whole lot worse before it gets better. The good news is that Jesus is coming back. Also, we're going to have to eat in the meantime. So at least if we had food insurance, we get to say what we do eat and when we eat, how we eat. But if we don't have anything, then we're going to be left up to depending on somebody, Big Brother, the government, somebody telling us what we can, when we can, how we're going to eat. So I don't want to leave that up to chance for my family. Nace, do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, I think what's good with our product and that we like is it contains all the fats, all the blood in it. So when you bring it back to life, you're getting the nutritional value that other products aren't out there. That's really high in just starches or sugars. We have meat, and that's what you need to actually survive is water and protein. And so what we're hearing a lot of people say, just like Jordan said, is we're happy that we're on the list. I think there's, several months people are waiting right now for our orders. They're doing pre-orders. Another great thing that we've seen as well, we probably called over 600 people last couple of days, just some new clients, just to see how they're hearing about us, what they're going to do when they get the product. And so it's been really, really good to hear that they're making chilies, they're making hamburgers, they're making everything that they want. And so also they want us to come out with the recipe book. So we're going to come out with a recipe book of showing you all the things that you can make with this meat, not just 4 things: hamburgers, tacos, nachos, meatballs. It's like there's so many options that you can use the meat for. So hearing the clients, hearing our customers, it's been pretty overwhelming and cool. And then what we started as well is we have a subscription based monthly. And so anybody that gets on that list, they actually have to call us. We're sold out right now, but if they call us, message us, we can put them on that. We have to do it manually, because if we open our website up for it, and then it gets bought out real quick. So we want to make sure every month, the 1st of the month or the 5th of the month, whenever you buy your subscription, we mail those out. Those are priority to all of our clients.
So so those are like our VIPs. So we'll never accept more VIPs or subscriptions than that we can handle every month. So if you get on the subscription plan, every month you will get your products that you order for subscription now. But there is, if you go to our website, there is a spot to where you can get on the pre-order. So people are ordering, they're ordering 90 pounds at a time. So people are just like, I need this. I need it now. I don't care how long I have to wait. Because the thing is as far as I know, there's not another product like this out there on the market at all. I've searched, I've Googled, everything you can do to search for this. There is not any raw, freeze-dried, grass-fed, grass-finished beef out there. And so when you talk about that, it's just something that's not available. So people are willing to wait for it.
And I want to just really hone in on something that's incredibly important that I didn't touch on in the beginning. And that is the fact that this grid down, chow down, freeze dried, grass fed, grass finished meat is not injected. And so I had Tom Renz on recently, and he just talked about Missouri trying to pass a law where producers and manufacturers, they had to put these labels on the food to say that they've been injected. And it was just, he said, a simple 2-page article, and it didn't pass. And so We don't even have anything like that nationally. So really, we do not know when we're getting hamburger meat, organic or not, at the store. We don't know if it's been injected or not because they legally do not have to tell us. And so I think that is paramount in these days that we're in right now, because, we see over in Davos what they're talking about, this disease X that, they're talking about that doesn't exist, but yet they're talking about it. That's mind boggling. But also they are with climate change and wanting to, we see the farmers protesting in Germany and France now, and they're protesting because of all the globalist restrictions to create food shortages over there. And whatever happens over there, it's like just a matter of time till, some of that, they try to do that over here in America. So I think it's critical, not just from a storage standpoint, that we have food accessible. That is important because we all went to the store probably at one point during the whole pandemic and saw some empty shelves. But I think it's incredibly important that we know that this doesn't have any mod RNA technology in it, or it's not been injected with anything, and it's clean. I think that is incredibly important to note.
Yeah, when you look at like a side-by-side comparison of our meat versus the mystery meat that you get at the store, they do a lot of things. One, they add water, they inject water into the meat. And when you go to the store and you look at the label and you see a price, that price is per what?
Pound.
It's per pound. Right. So people out there that are a lot craftier than us, they think, oh, well, how can I get more bang, for my buck? Well, they start putting water in it. Well, that could take us down a different rabbit hole. What kind of water are they putting in the meat? Whenever you make a big old patty that's a quarter pounder, and you throw it on your grill, and all of a sudden it shrinks up to one of these little things, you're like, how did that big old patty go down to that little, like a little sausage biscuit? It's because they have so much water that they injected in it. No one thinks about these things, but there's a lot of things that people don't really realize when they go and they buy, let's just say, a pound of meat. Well, how much of that is actually water? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So whenever you get our meat's actually been aged for over 14 days. So we lose 5% of water weight. So you're getting more meat. Whenever you start buying our meat, you actually get more meat per pound than if you were to go to the store. Not only that, if you look at the cut, traditionally, everything that gets made into a hamburger is a lot of all the leftovers, all the not the prime cuts. You're not going to have the steaks, the ribeyes, the fillets, the tenderloins, the New York strips, all that stuff. You're not going to have that. But our hamburger is all of the prime cuts. So you have the best steak in there. So we call these steak burgers. This is steak burger meat. So when you look at all that, like per pound, this is the best meat that you can get. You're not getting that anywhere else. And so, people are just, going crazy over it.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing to talk about is the water weight, because we have an air fryer. We're doing the carnivore diet this month. So we're eating a lot of meat, and we've tested our meat to other meats a lot lately. And so some burgers do shrink up a lot,
like over half. Yeah.
And then, but in the air fryer, like when you cook it, you're going to see what comes out of it. Because at the bottom of your tray, it's going to be either grease, or you have a grease and like some weird film and water. Those are the things coming out of the burger. So I bought some bacon the other day, and this is actually really interesting. So each pack that you have is 4 servings. And people are like, oh, really, 4 servings?
A pack of bacon?
No, of our grid down.
Oh, okay.
So it's 4 servings for that one pack.
Right.
But bacon is, every slice is 1 serving.
Every slice of bacon is a serving.
Yeah.
And I don't think people read the back of
and
the
I'm like, I was like, well, I eat 30 servings every time I eat bacon.
Yeah.
So, and it shrinks up to like this.
Right.
So, but the other day we got some actually from the butcher himself, some bacon. And so when we cooked it, it did not shrink at all because it wasn't injected at all.
It didn't have.
So I paid twice as much, but I actually got twice as much meat.
Yeah.
And it's clean. It's not injected with anything. So, so you really do have a cost situation here too, a cost benefit, as well as a clean benefit, a healthy benefit. And I did want to touch on the fact that every time I have used the Grid Down, Chow Down freeze dried meat, I don't even really dump out any grease out of the pan, because you all said it was 95% fat free, which I'd never even cooked with prior to cooking with this. And there's such little grease in the pan that I feel like as I'm trying to get rid of the grease, I'm going to lose, half the pan of the hamburger meat. So I just leave it in there because there's really not that much in there, which is astounding to me because I've never cooked with 95% fat-free meat before. So I think that is a wonderful benefit as well.
Yeah, I mean, people are really amazed that once they rehydrate the meat, they put it in the pan. They're thinking, they're thinking that 80-20 burger meat that they cook for tacos, where they have to pour out like 3 pounds of grease, but there's nothing in there. There's nothing left whenever you cook our meat.
Yeah, that was really one of the things I noticed first. Secondly, the taste is more lean like steak, compared to regular hamburger meat. And I thought that was an immediate difference I noticed as well. But like you said, Nace, I mean, it looks identical to regular meat once you rehydrate it. There's, blood in the water. You see the fat, a little bit. Obviously, there's not a lot, but you still see a little bit of fat in there, and it looks identical. And it's really just more lean than regular hamburger meat, and it's uninjected. And then it has, of course, all the steak cuts as well. So the health factor of it, for me, not being injected and it being incredibly healthy, is super attractive as a mom, like trying to feed healthy meals to my family. I mean, that is really, really important. And especially in these days when we don't really know what's in our food anymore. And like you pointed out, Jordan, like we don't even know what's in the water. I hadn't even thought about that. Like what the kind of water they're using.
I mean, I'm going to tell you a little story. So before I sold my house, I had a house in Bixby, like 121st area, right? And my house, it was on septic. It was one of the older houses in the neighborhood, and it was on septic. And I had a guy come and clean it. It's called the honey wagon. It's not. I would never name that thing the honey wagon, but because it's not full of honey. But anyways, so it's this older gentleman, and he's in there barehanded digging stuff out. And I'm like, wow, this was right when COVID hit. And so, I mean, I'm kind of thinking, because no one knows like what's happening, what the world's saying. I'm kind of listening to different things, and I got Clay telling me things and all this stuff. So I'm trying to figure out the truth, and what I do know is things aren't adding up. And so I'm talking to this guy as he's cleaning out my septic, bare hands and everything. I'm like, I said, man, you probably have the best immune system in the world. And he was like, yeah, you know what? He said, I started this job, 20 years ago. And he said, I was sick all the time. He said, until I just wasn't anymore. He said, no, he said, I'm not scared of this stuff. And he said, you know what? You know why they call it COVID-19? He said, this is the 19th time it's been around. I said, well, that makes sense, And so he started telling me stuff about the water. I said, so where do you take this stuff after you leave here? He said, well, we take it up to the water processing plant. I said, okay. I said, so what happens to it then? He goes, it comes back to your faucet. And I go, what? And he goes, yeah. He said, they put a bunch of chemicals, they put bleach and fluoride and all this stuff, and it comes right back to your sink. He said, do not drink out of the sink. I go, well, done. Never drinking out of the sink ever again. See, used to back in the day in Bixby, there was a lake just right up the hill, and that's where we got our water, was from Bixoma Lake. Well, the city of Tulsa bought it out. So now we get all of Tulsa water, which that goes to the water plant, gets processed. So everything that goes in people's bodies that goes there, it comes back. So you're talking about, people talk about the forever chemicals, whether it's birth control and, all that testosterone, or who knows what, everything that goes into people, all the medication, the heart medication, all that stuff, the blood thinners, that stuff goes to the plant, but it also gets sent back out in the water. That stuff, some of that stuff cannot be taken out or cleaned with chlorine or bleach, And so, I mean, what kind of water is going in that? So whenever they inject it into the meat, what kind of water is getting injected into that meat? I don't know. So I just choose to use our meat instead.
Yeah. And when you just don't know, I mean, what you can probably safely assume it's probably not the cleanest high end water, because that's going to cost a lot of money. If they're not putting steak cuts in the hamburger meat, they're probably not putting, clean water in there either. It's probably a safe guess. So
you'll kind of see a trend with us whenever it's like, whenever we try to figure out something for ourselves, for us and for our family, it usually ends up turning into a business.
Yeah.
That's usually how it goes.
And so this is the first one we're going forward, but we also have to go backwards. We realize there's a lot of preppers that don't have cell phones, that don't have landlines, that they're having their neighbor call because they heard about us on the radio. And then so the only way we can get a hold of them if we reach out to the neighbor. And so we'll do a couple different recipe books. We'll do one, probably the quickest way. We'll do emailers. We'll email it, do like an app or something, and then the rest will actually do paper, hard copies for the people that don't believe in the internet or have Wi-Fi. So it's interesting because we have to go both routes for our customers.
I think it's super cool.
It is weird, and it says a lot when someone says, I don't have a phone, I don't have a cell phone, I don't have an email. Actually, I don't even have a mailbox. So I had to call my neighbor and have them order the subscription plan for me. That's weird. I mean, I like it. I mean, that shows that they really want it.
Yeah. They absolutely are off the grid for sure.
Yeah, but they want back on just to get the meat.
Right.
One guy heard it. We probably talked for 49 minutes.
Yeah, Nace was always like, hey, whenever you start calling people, try to keep them short and sweet. I'm sitting over at my desk laughing. He's been on the phone for an hour with this guy, and he's just in love with the product, and he's just a great guy. But the thing is, like, all these people are like-minded people. Almost like 99% of them are believers. They, so this is really cool about this company is that we get to be really bold and in your face about what we believe and not be apologetic for it. So everything we say, like, we pray on the phone with people when we call people, like if they need prayer, we're praying with them, like us personally, so it's like we get to really do something different than our other companies. And it's really nice. It's a nice change of pace because it has, for me, it's more purpose. It's more purpose driven to where not only we get to like give people options, we get to give people hope too. We get to give people health. So it's really cool. I'm really excited about where this company is going.
And for that one guy we're talking about, basically he's in the mountains, like off grid, somewhere way up north. But he said your meat will basically get him through the winter because he says up there their electricity is very unstable. So anytime there's winds or snow, he'll have no electric for about 3 months. And so he has a wood burner and he has cats, and that's all he has. So he's like, this meat allowed to feed me and my cats for the whole winter.
I so appreciate you all wanting to fix this problem for your family and then sharing it literally with the entire country. And so I just want to say thank you. So let's go to griddownchowdown.com, use the code MISSION for 5% off, and we can support our bearded brothers here and Grid Down Chowdown and our families.
Well, thank you so much for having us. And a little challenge, the next time that you give this to your family, go ahead and only put 10 ounces of water in it, okay? So all 10 ounces will be reabsorbed. So it's going to look way different than the way we showed you last time to prep it, okay?
Okay.
So you'll do 10 ounces of water per pound. You'll put it in a baggie and just squeeze out all the air, and you'll let that completely rehydrate. You won't drain off any water. It'll be completely...
Wow. Okay, I'm going to try that next time. 10 ounces. Okay, I'll do that.
Especially crucial when you make burgers. You got to do it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, so you got to only do 10 ounces of water. So just break it up in like little inch squares or whatever, and then add 10 ounces of water, and you won't lose any of the flavor at all. So a lot of times people will just dump water on it, and that's okay. But when you drain all the water off, you do drain some of the flavor off. So if you only do 10 ounces, it's literally like you just open it up from the store.
I can't wait to try that because I was draining it off before and it tasted great. So I can't wait to try it with the 10 ounces. So thank you for pointing that out. I will let you know how that goes. So, well, thank you both, Geordan and Nace, for joining me today. It's just been a pleasure. And thank you for the Grid Down Chowdown freeze-dried meat. It is such a blessing to us all. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Awesome. And remember, everybody, use code MISSION. All right.
Yes, for 5% off. And thank you all so much for listening today. If you have any comments or questions, you can email us at moms@momsonamission.net. And then our website is momsonamission.net. And then we'd be so honored if you followed us. Our favorite is Rumble because we can upload all of our shows there. YouTube, we have to be kind of careful. So if you go to Rumble, just download that app and then type in Moms on a Mission up at the top and then click the follow icon, and then you'll never miss an episode. So thank you all so much for listening and have a great day. In light of recent bank volatility and skyrocketing inflation, diversification is a must. That's why I use my good friend Andrew Sorcini at Beverly Hills Precious Metals. Beverly Hills Precious Metals makes it so easy to diversify. I personally ordered some silver and it arrived on my doorstep just a few days later. They make it so easy. And if you're not ready to do that and you just want to ask a few questions, they're there for you too. I personally got some silver and also am rolling over some of my IRA. You can actually roll over your IRA and have it be backed by silver and gold. So if you don't have any extra money to invest in silver and gold, rolling over a 401k or an IRA, or even part of it, if you just want to try it at first, just for a little bit, you can do that as well. So go to bh-pm.com today and ask all your questions. You can connect with somebody. And like I said, you can just get some information at first if you want and pray about it, and then get back with them to roll over part of your IRA or all of it, or order some gold and silver. That's bh-pm.com. and tell them that Moms on a Mission sent you. Hey, everybody. Did you know that recent research from the CDC says that millions of Americans develop parasitic infections and symptoms often go unnoticed or are misdiagnosed? Parasites are actually the cause of many health problems such as anxiety, depression, chronic pain, fatigue, and unexplained digestive issues. We all need a common sense strategy to improve our health. Moms on a Mission encourages you to reach out to our good friend, Dr. Jason Dean. Dr. Dean's Full Moon Protocol provides all natural detoxification and fights inflammation. And the supplements are made with 100% organic ingredients and are proven to kill parasites safely and effectively. I know after I took Full Moon Protocol, I had more energy. To order your Full Moon Protocol today, go to bravetv.store/mission to save $20 off your first order. That's bravetv.store/mission. According to leading sleep experts and sleephealth.org, over 50 million Americans struggle getting a good night's rest. That's why Moms on a Mission loves MyPillow. MyPillow makes amazing pillows, sheets, mattress toppers, robes, towels, literally almost everything you need for a good night's sleep. They also make dog beds for your dogs. So by going to mypillow.com, typing in the code MISSION, you not only receive a high quality product, but you're supporting Moms on a Mission and this podcast. If you like what you're hearing and you agree with it, you believe in it, and you want to support Moms on a Mission, then go to mypillow.com today and order some high quality products and just type in the code MISSION at checkout and you can save up to 66% off. That's mypillow.com, code MISSION.
Since 2014, Organic Body Essentials has offered clean, simple, certified organic skincare. Our organic face-to-feet and federally compliant hemp and pet products are manufactured under USDA and FDA guidelines. Our products are inspired by God using plants He created. In Ezekiel 47:12, it says, "The fruit is for food and the leaves for healing." We believe in the power of God to heal, so we pray over our products and for our customers. Our therapy in a bottle approach has been widely received, and our customers' testimonials continue to inspire us. You can find us at organicbodyessentials.com and obe.organicbodyessentials.com. Please feel welcome to reach out with questions. Use coupon code MISSION at checkout for a discount. Thank you for your support by using MISSION at checkout to benefit Moms on a Mission and their quest to reestablish traditional values in our education system and empowerment for a healthy lifestyle.